This isn't just about a broken heart. This is about an irreversible loss of time, capital, and future opportunity. You risk signing over the prime years of your investment life, your resources, your emotional energy, and your generational legacy to solve a problem that she created during her 20s when she prioritized novelty and short-term excitement over long-term structural integrity. I am here to tell you that every successful long-term relationship is built not on mutual attraction, but on mutual, congruent, and authentic intentions. When intentions diverge, the foundation is rotten, and the commitment becomes an emotional and financial liability you will pay for decades. These 4 questions are designed to bypass the carefully constructed performance she is currently giving you and expose the foundational truth of her motivations. They are not asked to judge her past. They are asked to protect your future. Drop the name of your city in the comments right now so we can see how universal this dynamic truly is. We need to understand the fundamental shift that occurs in female relational psychology once the biological clock starts ticking loudly and marketplace options narrow. This is a cold reality, but it is reality nonetheless. During this phase, her priorities are often defined by novelty, high social value, intensity, and the thrill of the chase. They are testing the maximum limits of their value, pursuing men who provide high excitement but often low security. They are investing time and intimacy in men who will never commit, believing they have unlimited time to pivot when they choose. It creates what we call comparison disease. Years of constantly evaluating options, optimizing social media for validation, and engaging in serial short-term relationships rewires the brain. The capacity for deep, settled, and unconditional pair bonding degrades. By the time a woman reaches 35, if this has been her pattern, she might intellectually desire commitment, but her neurological framework struggles to support the deep intimacy and commitment required for a stable marriage. She is bringing psychological wreckage into the relationship, often without even knowing it herself. Then comes the inventory check. Around the age of 35 to 38, 2 realities converge with terrifying clarity. Her doctor is delivering hard truths about reproductive viability, and the quality and quantity of her dating options have plummeted dramatically. The attractive high-status men she used to entertain are no longer interested in commitment with her. They are looking toward younger options. The market, which once showered her with validation and choice, has suddenly become ruthless. She is no longer looking for the best possible partner. She is looking for the best available resource to solve her crisis. And that resource is often you, the stable, reliable, kind man she overlooked 5 or 7 years ago. The commitment she offers is not driven by specific, burning desire for your soul. It is driven by generalized, freezing panic about her future. This distinction is everything. We see this desperation manifest in predictable behavioral patterns that serve as immediate red flags, demanding the application of our 4 filtering questions. First, the implausibly rapid re-evaluation of values. You will notice a sudden, dramatic pivot in what she claims to value. This is a performance designed specifically to attract the provider, you, not a genuine internal transformation. If her past 5 years show zero evidence of valuing stability, cooking, or partnership over hyper-independence, then her current performance is purely tactical. Does the performance continue? Almost universally, the performance stops. Second, the non-negotiable time compression. The speed at which she moves the relationship is an indicator of panic, not passion. Genuine, healthy partnership development requires time to weather conflicts, to see each other under stress, to understand financial habits, and to integrate families slowly. Her biological and social timeline dictates that she cannot afford the luxury of genuine vetting. She needs the legal commitment quickly because the clock is running out, and psychologically, she knows that the longer you get to know the authentic, unguarded her, the higher the risk you will walk away. Your natural desire to slow down the process and ensure stability will be met with manufactured drama, tears, ultimatums, or accusations of insecurity. If you cannot slow the timeline without creating a crisis, she is prioritizing the commitment, status, over the quality of the partnership. She will openly discuss what she learned and how she changed. Conversely, a woman who is simply executing a strategic repositioning will display extreme defensiveness. She will use emotional violence to shut down the conversation, crying, shifting the blame to all previous partners, or most commonly, accusing you of being controlling or insecure. This deflection is a direct admission that the information you seek would fundamentally alter your assessment of her suitability as a long-term partner. The core purpose of the 4 questions we will reveal is to cut through these behavioral layers, the fake domesticity, the time pressure, and the defensive wall, to reach the authentic, foundational motivations underneath. We must transition from seeing the performance to seeing the pattern. The pattern is the only thing that matters. They merely adapt their strategy. You need to know if the woman you are dating has transformed her internal operating system, or if she has merely adapted her external performance to acquire the resources you offer. Why? Because the underlying resentment, her knowledge that she settled, and your latent awareness that you were not her first choice, destroys the marital sanctity. The decision to commit is the most profound financial and emotional investment you will ever make. It dictates your family structure, your generational legacy, and your peace of mind. You must rely on objective data and pattern recognition. The 4 questions are the filter that provides this data, forcing her to reveal her true relational framework without her even realizing she is under examination. In the next part, we will break down these 4 questions one by one, providing the precise wording and, more importantly, detailing the necessary red flag answers that should make you walk away immediately. We are moving from diagnosing the risk to implementing the solution. We are establishing an essential filtering process that allows you to see the true cost of her past before you decide to fund her future. Now, if this conversation about genuine versus strategic intention has resonated deeply with you, proving that clarity is indeed your highest value, affirm it now. Type the phrase, "I value clarity," in the comments section below. This channel exists to provide you with the unfiltered truth and the precise tools you need to build a successful life and legacy. You deserve a partner who chooses you enthusiastically, not reluctantly. If you recognize the profound importance of this knowledge for your future, secure your access to the next steps. Hit that like button now to signal your commitment to clarity, and most importantly, subscribe right now. In the very next video, we are not just talking theory, we are delivering the tactical roadmap to securing your future. You do not want to miss the essential step that guarantees you can test her authenticity and safeguard your most valuable asset, your time. We have detailed the patterns, the biological urgency, and the marketplace shift that defines the "I'm ready now" phase for women over 35. You now understand the strategic repositioning. The true defense lies in extraction. You need leverage, specific, pointed questions that bypass the performance and force her true psychological alignment into the open. They are surgical strikes against the narrative she is selling. Before you commit years, resources, or your heart to a woman operating under a timeline of biological panic, you must deploy these 4 specific questions. The stakes are too high to rely on hope or the temporary affection she displays when she desperately needs commitment. You must gather actionable data about her psychological programming and her core values. Let me know what city you are tuning in from right now. Understanding the landscape is key. We move forward together, armed with objective reality. Here is the first question that exposes her foundation. But commitment requires sacrifice, not just aspiration. Her past life was characterized by maximal personal freedom, financial independence, and prioritizing individual experience over family cohesion. If she says she wants a traditional relationship, but has made zero tangible sacrifices or changes to her lifestyle that reflect that shift, she is lying, or she is delusional. A genuine answer would involve demonstrable change. She sold a second property because she realized accumulating capital wasn't serving her primary goal of family unity. She dramatically changed her spending habits from luxury consumption to focused saving for a family home. She cut off a circle of friends who encouraged promiscuity or criticized marriage. If her only evidence of readiness is the claim that she is ready or that she suddenly enjoys home-cooked meals, that is performance. That is zero sacrifice. If the answer involves excuses, blaming the past for preventing change, or simply stating that meeting you is the change, you have your data. Her old framework is intact, and you are simply the framework's new resource provider. This is a debt relationship, not a partnership. This question tests psychological maturity and genuine self-awareness. When you ask about mistakes, the performance woman will default to external blame. My exes were narcissists. I always picked the wrong type. Or, I was focusing on my career. This is a victim narrative. It absolves her of agency and means she has learned nothing fundamental. A woman who has genuinely transformed, the rare exception, takes complete ownership. The crucial filter here is the tangible, repeatable habit. She must demonstrate that she has analyzed the mistake and codified a replacement behavior. For example, if her mistake was avoiding necessary conflict and ghosting, the tangible habit might be, I learned to pause before reacting, and now I initiate difficult conversations by stating my position clearly within 24 hours of the conflict starting, regardless of how uncomfortable it makes me. If her mistake was seeking validation through novelty and sex, the habit might be, I realized my need for external validation was destroying my self-worth. I committed to a year of celibacy and intensive therapy to reprogram my need for emotional distance during intimacy. The depth of the self-correction reveals the depth of the transformation. Her pattern of running when things get difficult has not been resolved. You are simply the man she will run from next when the excitement fades. Women who maximize their freedom and spending in their 20s often develop financial entitlement. They view shared resources as joint income to fund their individual standards of living, rather than collective capital for future security. We have to cut $2,000 a month from our budget immediately. This means canceling your annual luxury trip, selling the expensive car you lease, and moving to a cheaper apartment to focus on clearing our mortgage debt faster. A woman dedicated to the partnership will immediately prioritize debt reduction and security, viewing the lifestyle cuts as temporary and necessary. She understands the long-term benefit of a financially secure future outweighs immediate gratification. She will argue that her needs are non-negotiable, that you need to just earn more, or that those sacrifices are beneath her. Her response will reveal whether she views the relationship as an asset to increase her standard of living, the settlement mindset, or as a unit where mutual sacrifice is required for shared survival and long-term prosperity, the partner mindset. If she cannot emotionally detach from the consumption pattern of her past, she will become a financial liability that jeopardizes your ability to build generational wealth. Her priorities are fixed on maintaining the illusion of luxury rather than building a stable reality. It requires years of sustained effort, emotional labor, and choosing the difficult path for the good of the unit. The promiscuous pattern trains the brain for instant gratification and evasion of discomfort. This question tests her capacity for endurance and self-transcendence. The goal must be external to her, demonstrating a capacity for genuine altruism and grit. It must involve sustained discomfort for the benefit of another. Examples of poor answers. I studied really hard for my degree. Self-benefit. I cut contact with toxic friends. Self-preservation. I helped my friend move across the country. Temporary effort. Examples of genuine endurance. She spent 2 years supporting a sick family member. sacrificing career momentum and social life without complaint. She volunteered for a challenging, emotionally draining cause that offered zero personal gain. If she cannot identify a sustained period of self-sacrifice for the benefit of an external entity, she lacks the emotional musculature necessary for enduring the inevitable, non-fixable problems of marriage, such as raising a challenging child, supporting a partner through a major health crisis, or simply coping with the natural decline of excitement that requires duty and effort to overcome. She has been trained to quit when the relationship ceases to serve her immediate comfort. You are looking for proof that she can override her immediate emotional needs for the sake of long-term partnership integrity. These 4 questions, the test of sacrifice, the test of accountability, the test of value hierarchy, and the test of endurance, are your absolute final lines of defense. They are designed to elicit either a commitment to reality or a defense of the performance. A woman who is settling will become defensive, vague, emotional, or will accuse you of mistrust and insecurity for asking. Remember the most powerful indicator. The only reason she needs to defend her past is if the information within that past would fundamentally alter your decision about the future. You understand the risk, you recognize the patterns, and you now possess the diagnostic tools necessary to verify her intentions. The "I'm ready now" phenomenon is not a spontaneous awakening of romantic dedication. It is a time-sensitive, self-preserving strategy. The price of ignoring this reality is steep. You risk providing your best years and resources to fund the security of a woman who knows she settled for you. You risk the resentment that poisons the marriage from the inside out. This is not about judgment. This is about objective risk assessment. You deserve a partnership founded on authentic mutual desire, where you are chosen because of your inherent quality, not selected by default because her biological clock is timing out. You are a prize to be genuinely desired. Never lower your standards to accept someone whose commitment is driven by necessity rather than true desire. You eliminate risk when you acknowledge patterns. We have exposed the performance. We are moving with certainty, not desperation. Write this phrase in the comments right now to confirm your commitment to reality. I choose to be chosen. Let us create the definitive record of men who recognize the dynamics we have uncovered. This channel is your essential shield against the confusion the modern world creates around relationships. You guarantee your access to unfiltered reality when you subscribe. Do not leave this mindset unprotected. The very next breakdown we release exposes the single biggest financial trap men walk into when dating high-history women. Stay locked in. The next piece of knowledge secures your wealth and your sanity against the illusions of modern dating.